Historic 12-day war ends with ceasefire amid continued strains. The conflict erupted on June 13th when Israel launched a massive air campaign, dubbed Operation Rising Lion, striking over 100 strategic Iranian targets, including nuclear and military sites at Natanz, Isfahan, and Tehran, reportedly killing more than 200 people, including civilians and commanders. This offensive combined strike waves from the Israeli Air Force with covert Mossad-operated drones disabling missile launchers deep within Iran. On June 21st, the U.S. entered the fray, deploying B-2 bombers against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. President Trump heralded the raids a spectacular military success and warned of further action unless Iran stood down. In response, Iran launched a missile strike on the U.S. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar on June 23, dubbed Operation Glad Tidings of Victory. The missiles were intercepted, causing no casualties, but signaled a significant escalation during these exchanges. Drone attacks on U.S. bases in Iraq further inflamed the region. Amid rising casualties, over 200 Iranians and at least 28 Israelis, and regional alarm, Qatar stepped in to mediate. President Trump announced a complete and total phased ceasefire, calling it historic and crediting Qatar's diplomatic role. Trump outlined a staged truce, Iran halting hostilities first, followed by Israel 12 hours later. Both nations officially accepted, though Iran's foreign minister cautioned against formal confirmation. However, reports quickly emerged of violations. Iran reportedly launched missiles into Israeli airspace mere hours into the ceasefire, with Israeli authorities reporting hits in Beersheba that killed 4 and injured around 20. Israel responded with strikes near Tehran and additional attacks on military and nuclear infrastructure. Both sides accused the other of violating the truce. Iran denied firing missiles after the ceasefire. President Trump expressed strong frustration, lambasting both nations. They don't know what the FK they're doing. He demanded Israel recall its planes in a plane wave to mark de-escalation and warned against further violations. He also emphasized that Iran will never rebuild its nuclear program, a stance flatly rejected by Tehran as they pledged to restore affected facilities. Globally, the ceasefire brought immediate relief. Oil prices dropped around 3%, and U.S. stock futures rallied. Major Middle Eastern actors like Egypt and Saudi Arabia welcomed the pause, urging parties to maintain restraint. Nuclear uncertainty. Iran aims to rebuild its nuclear sites. U.S. and Israeli officials vow to obstruct this. A regional volatility. Proxy and drone attacks in Iraq, Qatar, and elsewhere continue, raising fears of renewed escalation. Diplomatic puzzle. Talks mediated by Qatar and Washington could lead to more stable peace, but mutual distrust and military actions cloud prospects. A dramatic 12-day conflict between Israel and Iran, amplified by U.S. strikes, may be paused, but the ceasefire is exceedingly fragile. Both nations accuse each other of breaches, and Trump's volatile mediation could prove fleeting. The future hinges on whether cooler diplomacy can outlast hardline military impulses.